What's one trick that I can use to see if my immigration case is going to be decided quickly or slowly? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our office here in St. Louis, Missouri. I was on a consult last week with a nice young man. I actually can't remember his name. I'm sure I have it in the notes somewhere. But we were talking and I thought that I'd write down this topic to shoot a video just for you. Now in this video, what I'm talking about is how can I tell if my case is going to be decided quickly or slowly? And this is not scientific. This is not something you'll find in any law book. This is just based on my experience in sitting in hundreds of immigration interviews. And one of the things that I believe will demonstrate whether or not a case is going to be decided quickly or slowly is how messy the USCIS officer's office is. I know that sounds crazy, but let me tell you what I'm thinking. So I've been in immigration interviews where there's stacks and stacks of files, and there's carts full of files, and there's files on chairs, and there's files on the floor, and all these things. And I'm thinking specifically of an interview I did out in San Jose where an officer was sort of on his last 10 days of working in that office. He was transferring to the fingerprint unit. He wanted to get out of the day-to-day interviewing. And I remember there was not a place to sit. There were files everywhere, and I think it was because he was getting ready to leave. He thought that he was going to get to all these files before he left in his last 10 days. But that office was so messy that I said to myself, and I said to my clients after the interview, I think this case is going to take a while. And one of the reasons I said that was because he simply had so much there in front of him. And I've been in other immigration offices. I've been to offices in Miami and Ohio and even here in St. Louis, and the officer's office is very clean. Now, certainly cases can get delayed with a clean officer, an officer whose office is clean, but in my experience, the messier the office, the longer your case is going to take. So this goes to one other point that I always like to tell people, is that so much of their delay is not necessarily related to the merits of their case. It's just about what's going on at the office, what kind of priorities the office has. Different offices treat cases differently. Some might do naturalization more heavily, some might lean towards green cards more heavily. There's always pressure from the top that's changing, and that comes all the way from Washington, D.C. So you can never read too much into it. Every delay is not your fault, and it's not necessarily just about you. But looking around an office as your interview begins or ends, try to get a sense as to how organized this officer is. Are they on top of things, or are they all frazzled and like, oh my God, I just got this file and blah, blah, blah. You know, there are ways that you can tell how fast your case is going to go. So be observant while you're there. You know, you're not just there answering questions. You can sort of look around, get a sense of the officer and their mood and their approach, and it might tip you off as to how your case is going to go. We hope you found this video helpful. If you have questions about an upcoming interview or an interview that you had that seems like it's been delayed, give us a call at 314-961-8200. You can always email us. It's info@hackinglawpractice.com. Be sure to join us in our Facebook group. It's called Immigrant Home. We'd love to have you in there with us. And if you like this video, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel or join us on LinkedIn so you get updates whenever we make videos just like this one. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.